The electric car market in Britain is growing at one of the fastest rates in the world. Sales have more than doubled this year despite the pandemic and recession. But there are concerns there's not enough investment in infrastructure. John Baver reports.
They are an increasingly common sight. Electric cars now account for more than 10% of new car registrations in the UK. A former electrician, James Guthrie has put his skills to good use in what is a thriving market. His company is one of very few that will sell you the car, the charger you need, and fit it all for you. Sales are up and expected to grow. No new petrol and diesel cars can be sold in Britain after 2030. But a high purchase price is an issue. Small grants are available for new cars, but James thinks more help is needed.
It would be nice to see an incentive for a bit lower down the market, so for used cars particularly. A lot of people will never buy a new car, so it would be nice to see some incentives and some help and assistance for people looking to purchase but who haven't got a budget to afford a new one.
There are also fears that Brexit might mean car makers prioritise other markets where EU laws and tax breaks are more enticing. And there are worries over supply chains and a lack of manufacturing in the UK. And the switch from kilometres per litre to kilowatt hours presents another problem. Finding a publicly accessible car charging port outside of London is no easy task. There are just over 20,000 spread across the entire UK, but there are 35 million cars. At the moment, that's not really a problem. The vast majority are still petrol and diesel. But as the switch to electric gathers pace, a huge investment is needed in the charging infrastructure. One report says a further 2 million public charging ports are needed in the next decade to go with millions more that car owners would install at home. The government is set to provide under 10% of the estimated total cost, relying on the private sector to install the ports and reap the rewards. It's an issue that's long been discussed by industry experts who agree the clock is ticking.
Having this date that's just over 9 years away is going to force a lot of that investment to happen sooner rather than later. But there is going to be a need for that money to be spent as soon as possible to give consumers the confidence that there are charging points available wherever they go.
The UK is embracing electric cars at one of the fastest rates in the world, but there are likely to be some bumps in the road ahead of the 2030 ban on new petrol and diesel cars. John Beaver, CNA, Bristol.